Recording. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so we let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Okay.
How can I see the screen?
Yeah, you won't be able to see the screen. Sorry.
Okay.
But you can see it on the recording. So welcome, and I'm not going to mute everyone out right now. If you start getting some noise where you are, if you don't mind muting yourself, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. Just so we can on the playback, there's not a lot of interference. So welcome, Kristin and I are super excited to have you here for our virtual healthy happy hour. Like I said, we're going to keep this really short, really informal. We want to share information with you and get your questions answered, but we also want to respect your time. So a little bit about us. Kristin, do you want to share a little bit about how you got started with Isagenix, what has happened since the reset that we did, and all of that good stuff?
Absolutely, yes. So I've been using Isagenix now for, close to maybe a year and a half or so. Recently, in the last month, Tara and I, we had gotten together for dinner, and we were just talking about, how we were feeling, and we came upon this idea to do this reset. Tara was telling me all about it, because I was feeling tired. I teach group fitness classes. I wanted my energy back. And so that's how the idea came about, to get a group together. And since I did my first reset. I've never done any kind of nutritional before. And I have felt so good and had my energy back. And, definitions back. It's been one of the best things I've done for myself. Yeah. So, yeah. It's kind of the backstory of how we got started with this.
Yeah. And so for me, I've been using Isagenix products for a little over 4 years now. And for me, it was, I really didn't think I needed anything in my life. I was eating really healthy and clean back then, but I had noticed that I was 42 at the time and noticed that my energy was really starting to suffer. I just thought it was, hey, I'm getting old. This is what happens when you get old. And this is just to be expected because I was doing everything right. I was prepping my meals. I was eating super clean and healthy. But yet I was tired and I was stressed. I had a lot of stress going on in my life at the time, and I wasn't sleeping. There was just a whole lot going on. And around that time, my significant other, Nick, found out about Isagenix, and I basically did it on a whim with him as just a support system. He was wanting to lose some weight. And so we did it together, and within about 5 days, I could tell a huge difference in my energy, my stress level. Everything just started tracking. It was crazy. And so I continued on and have continued on for over 4 years now, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And the past few months have been kind of just full of travel and kind of got out of my groove a little bit with my products. And I really could start to tell. I started just feeling tired again. My exercise performance started to suffer, which I love to exercise. It's a big stress reliever for me. So when my exercise performance started to suffer, my stress increased, and then my digestive system kind of tracked along with that. I was having some digestive issues. So the reset that we did together really helped to get me back into that groove. And I've just been continuing on and feel so much better. So that's kind of how it all got started and where we are now. So we want to talk a little bit about why you're here. A lot of you came on because you heard about the Fab After the Fourth Reset, and maybe you were experiencing some of these things. Maybe you are struggling or have struggled with losing fat even when you think you do everything right. Maybe you're tired a lot like I was. I don't know. If you suffer from that mental fogginess, especially in the afternoons, I know that was where I was. Your energy levels aren't where they need to be or where you'd like them to be. You just feel old. And that's how I was. I'm like, oh, I'm 42 back, 4 years ago. Now I'm 46. I was like, oh, this is just, I feel old. I'm doomed to feeling this way or worse the rest of my life. Sometimes people suffer from unexplained aches and pains. You can't really put your finger on it, and you just, again, attribute it to getting older. You are recovering slowly from exercise. This was a biggie for me too. Maybe you have trouble sleeping. Again, that's another thing. If you really aren't feeling a 10, or at least I'd say an 8 out of 10 most of the time in all of these areas, then this is definitely something that you want to take a look at. And maybe you just feel like you need a reset button. You know, you just wish you had that, kind of like that, whatever it is, Office Max red button. Just push it and you feel really good. But you also want a sustainable, do forever lifestyle, and that is exactly what we're all about. So those might be some of the reasons why you're here. And all of this ties into what is going on around us in the world. And this, for those of you who can see the screen, this picture is just kind of an oxymoron. You've got someone in a hazmat suit spraying vegetables with pesticides. So he feels, this person feels the need to be suited up to protect himself against what he's spraying on our food. But yet that is the food that we're putting in our bodies. Kind of scary thought. And, you know, small doses of those things over time really add up and can really cause a toxic overload in the body. So we're here to kind of tie all that together with some of the symptoms that you might be experiencing in your life, and to discuss some of the major problems that are going on around us, like toxicity in the environment, everything from the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, even when we're eating healthy, the cosmetics that we put on our face, the cleaners that we're using in our homes, the water we shower in and drink, Teflon pans that we cook in, all that stuff. Our food, unfortunately, has become nutritionally bankrupt, even when we eat organic, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. You know, a lot of people are having major stress in their lives, you know, busy lives, working long hours, you know, not having a lot of time to sleep, and exercise sometimes is put on the back burner. And then how all of this ties into all of those things that maybe you might be experiencing, into health problems and even weight loss resistance. So why are we not here? Well, we're not here to provide you with a quick fix or a magic pill, okay? And that's where I really want to stress. When we did the 11-day reset, it was not meant to be a quick fix or a magic pill. It was more of a jump start into a healthy long-term lifestyle. So these are just kind of some funny cartoons. You know, if anybody's ever done any kind of diet, and I mean, I'm sure that most of us on here have done some kind of diet at some point or other. You know, I'm on that new diet. I can eat anything but calories. Does it sound familiar? I lost 30 pounds on the reduced joy diet. And who has ever been hangry? I know that I have been hangry. I used to compete in fitness competitions, and I was hangry quite a bit during that period of my life. And let me tell you, it was not pretty. I remember almost stabbing Nick with my fork as he tried to eat some of my nasty ground turkey. That was all that I had to eat that day. And so definitely have experienced hanger many times in my life. So we're not about that. We're not about diets. We're not about not eating. We're in the superfoods business. So everything that you put in your body is food. It's superfood. Plus you supplement with regular food. We love to eat. But remember when, I don't know if you remember this, some of you on here might be too young, but you know, back when I was growing up, we all sat down at the dinner table. My mom prepared, you know, our meat and our starch and our veggie, and we all sat down to dinner together. It was very rare to see obese people back then. So now our lives are kind of crazy, right? We live in this digital age. Everybody is zipping around from one place to the other. There's no time for anything. So you got to eat and run, right? There's just, you know, you're always looking for that quick option. And look at this. I mean, a shift in our culture, and this is kind of, you know, interesting, just TV shows from, you know, say the 50s to today, and how things have changed. And a lot of times when we're rushed and we don't, we're crunched for time, we make those bad judgment calls because our society has made it really quick and really easy for us to just run through the drive-through and grab something. Unfortunately, those things that we grab in the drive-throughs and other convenience options are nutritionally bankrupt. But our society has made things super fast and super cheap, right? And then on the other end of the spectrum, say you are eating clean and you're in that mode of eating 5 or 6 times a day and prepping your food. Well, this is what you're faced with. And for me, this was a big deal because I don't like to cook, and I certainly do not like to do dishes. This is what I was up against every single day. And I finally was just like, I can't do this anymore. And here, I get this a lot, but Tara, I eat healthy. Why do I need to do this? Well, unfortunately, even when you're eating healthy, the soils aren't healthy anymore. Soils are depleted. So in the 1950s, pesticides were introduced into our agriculture. And basically what it's done is destroyed the ecosystem. It's sterilized our soil and depleted the soils and minerals. And just to give you an example of how harsh this is and what's happened is, in the 1950s, eat 1 bowl of spinach to get your recommended daily allowance of iron. Today, it would take 43 bowls to do that. So I really love spinach. I really love vegetables. But eating 43 bowls at one time, probably not going to happen. Broccoli, you'd have to eat 3 bowls to get the same mineral content. So that's a problem because a lot of people think that they're doing all the right things, but what they don't realize is they're not getting the same amount of nutrients that they used to. Our plants may look the same, and actually they might look even better because of all the pesticides that we spray on them. Makes them look nice and green and healthy and huge, but they have so far fewer minerals than we had back in the 50s. So in the 1900s, you can see the amount of minerals that were there, and now, it's just drastic. And the reason why trace minerals, these minerals, it's a big deal. It's been linked to disorders and diseases such as bipolar disorder, manic depression, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, cancer, all sorts of stuff. So mineral deficiency is a big deal. And you are what you eat, right? We all know this. You can't out-train a bad diet. So this goes kind of both ends of the spectrum. If you are going through the drive-thru and you're eating unhealthy foods just because it's convenient and it's easy, well, no matter how much time you spend in the gym, you're not going to be able to out-train that. Conversely, if you are super fit and healthy, but yet you are eating clean, you're not getting the nutrients that you need, which can be a lot of the reason why you're experiencing a lot of those symptoms that I mentioned earlier about, not having energy, not recovering, not sleeping well, things like that. Oh, and just I'll talk about this in a second, but if you are super fit and an athlete, chances are you are more toxic than the average person because you have less body fat and you are actually taking in more oxygen than other people. So we'll talk about that more in a second. So the solution that we have is isogenics, which we've talked about. And honestly, we consider it the best food on the planet for a lot of reasons. But it's not only superfoods, it's so much more. We have a whole community of like-minded people who want to get healthy, who want to support each other in getting healthy. They're there for accountability. The integrity of the company is something that, I have experienced so closely over the last 4.5 years. Nick and I have made this our main career. And it was something that, we wouldn't have aligned ourselves with the company unless the integrity is there. The culture is one I've never seen before. And the mindset and the lifestyle, all of this stuff. And then there's the ease and the convenience factor, which are huge. So we're going to watch a quick video here just to talks a little bit about what we've already discussed about toxicity, but it also is going to tell you a little bit more about the Isagenix solutions and the core products in the Isagenix system. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let me get to my video. Unfortunately, if you're on the phone, you're not going to be able to see it, but you should be able to hear it. So here we go. About 5.5 minutes.
One of the biggest threats to our health is our own environment. Some toxins are easy to spot. However, most are either invisible or undetectable to the average person.
We have poisoned our water, we have poisoned our air, we are poisoning our foods, and we're doing that to allow industry to advance. But in the process, we're introducing hundreds and hundreds of pollutants into our bodies.
In particular, I worry about pesticides, herbicides on the fruit and vegetables you eat. And on the animal side, very concerned about growth hormone, steroids, antibiotics that being injected into the food supply.
Prescription drugs that are now showing up in the water supplies, about arsenic that's showing up in the water supplies, heavy metals.
We have sterilized our topsoil. The pesticides not only kill the living organisms that come to attack the farmer's produce, but it also hits the topsoil and it kills all the living microorganisms and bacteria that convert an inorganic rock mineral into an organic form for it to be absorbed and uptaken by the plant.
For us to assume that just because we have a plethora of food that we're not undernourished is really wrong, because our food, unfortunately, is undernourished.
Scientific research suggests that the Isagenix system supports the body's natural detoxification process with important vitamins, antioxidant botanicals, critical amino acids, and vital nutrients that are lacking in the typical Western diet. Simple single-ingredient cleanse products are no match for this task. You can supercharge your body every day with the ultimate in nutrition with 5 core Isagenix products: Cleanse for Life, Isoline Shakes, Ionic Supreme, Ageless Essentials Daily Pack, and Product B Antioxidants plus telomere support. Cleanse for Life is a unique formula that helps your body rid itself of harmful impurities while nourishing it with vital nutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. A cleansed body means more energy, better mental focus, and more weight loss. Isoline Shakes are delicious, creamy, nutritionally complete meal replacements that always satisfy. These amazing shakes are clinically proven to help you maintain lean body mass while promoting fat burning and weight loss. Ionic Supreme is a natural, nutrient-rich drink that contains over 100 specially sourced ingredients to normalize the body's functions, reduce stress, and increase energy. Everyday people love it. Athletes swear by it. Nourish your body with essential nutrients to promote healthy cells with Isagenix Ageless Essentials. This daily system supports youthful aging while targeting the specific nutritional needs of men and women. The most recent breakthrough discoveries in the science of aging involve telomere support. Isagenix Product B is scientifically formulated to provide full-spectrum antioxidants and healthy telomere support at the cellular level. It contains a proprietary blend of natural bioactives to boost cellular antioxidant defenses against free radicals. When combined with a balanced diet and fitness program, this total health system can have a dramatic impact on your health.
If anyone is looking to take their performance and their athleticism to the next level, they need Isagenix.
It ensures you shed fat, not lean muscle mass. This system and every Isagenix product is safe and contains no ephedra or harmful stimulants.
You want to give your body the best fighting chance it can have in the whole world? Build healthy cells. Healthy cells end up building healthy organs and glands. Then your body comes back into balance, and suddenly it can do what it was designed to do, which is to give you the health and the strength you're looking for.
Isagenix products have helped hundreds of thousands of people take control of their health, get in peak shape, and lose weight. And that number continues to grow.
So I know I have probably over 150 patients on the program, my patients, and they've all gotten fantastic results.
I'm getting positive results, so much to the point that I'll now sit with a patient, every patient, you've got to start this program.
I developed the confidence of what Isagenix capabilities were to where then I started to recommend this to my patients as a first line.
Stop wondering where your energy went or why you can't seem to lose that extra weight and start a plan of action. Try Isagenix products risk-free with our 100% money-back guarantee. What do you have to lose besides fatigue, stress, or perhaps a little weight? If you're ready to transform your health, contact the person who introduced you to Isagenix and get started today.
All righty. Hopefully you guys could hear that. Okay. Everybody still here? I can't see everyone. That's my, see if I can show video panel. There we go. Now I can see people. Yay. Okay, so we heard a little bit about the core Isagenix products. So a little bit more about why traditional diets don't work and why it's super important to incorporate nutritional cleansing into your lifestyle. And nutritional cleansing is just another name for intermittent fasting, okay? Except Isagenix has kind of upped the game a little bit and made it nutritionally supported intermittent fasting. And what that means is you're actually taking in nutrients during your cleanse days, whereas typical intermittent fasting, you aren't. So you're getting over 100 nutrients each time you take in some of the products on your cleanse days. But typically what happens is when you diet, when someone goes on a diet and they're looking to lose a few pounds or a lot of pounds, what a lot of people don't understand is the fat cells that they have are actually doing them a little bit of a service in that those fat cells enrobe the toxins, okay? So if you don't have a way to rid your body of the toxins, when you go on a diet, you essentially become a smaller, more toxic version of yourself. So not good, right? And so what happens is your body thinks that it's under attack from all of these toxins. So what does it do? It creates more fat cells to protect your major organs again. And so you have that rebound effect, okay, from that happening. So a lot of times that's where you get that yo-yo dieting syndrome. So what happens when you cleanse, or what, AKA nutritionally supported intermittent fast, is you start out as that, little bit toxic version of yourself, or a lot toxic, depending on how overweight you are. You cleanse, your body helps to rid itself of those toxins, uses its built-in detoxification system. The Isagenix products just aid it, help it along, and then you're able to maintain that a lot better. Now, if you go back to eating crap, just to get blunt, of course you're gonna rebound again. So you have to make it a lifestyle, but it's not something that is built off of deprivation. It's not something where you are, suffering. You're just drinking shakes all the time. We're going to go into a little bit about how the system works in just a second. So few benefits. We're going to wrap this up pretty quickly here, but the benefits of nutritionally supported intermittent fasting or cleansing, longevity. Studies have shown that people who incorporate IF into their lifestyle live longer and live healthier. Improved blood markers, so things like your cholesterol levels, all of those, your glucose, things like that contribute to pre-diabetes and things like that. All of those things improve. Compliance. They found that people who incorporate IF into their lifestyle are more compliant on their healthy lifestyle diet, I don't want to call it a diet, but plan, than those who don't do it. An increase in growth hormone. This is known as the anti-aging hormone. It's also great for fat burning, especially on the second day of your intermittent fast or your cleanse day. Growth hormone increases dramatically. It helps with mental clarity and brain health. So that mental fogginess that maybe you have been having clears it up. Autophagy. This basically means it cleans your cells, okay? So just like Dr. Dennis said in the video, you want to give your body the best fighting chance, then give it healthy cells. That's what it's all about. And it also helps you maintain lean muscle mass. And this is what kind of sets Isagenix apart from just doing regular fasting, in that since you are taking in nutrients, you aren't wasting muscle. And that's super, super important because you want to maintain your muscle while you burn fat. So a couple of just before and after pictures. I always love showing these because these are real people, folks, and we know most of these people. So this is our friend Charky. She joined us. She's one of the first people that joined us on this journey back in 2012. She joined us in right before December, I think, and she just wanted to basically get through the holidays and not be fluffy. And now she's rocking it, and she's just awesome. She recently did her 16-week IsaBody Challenge, which is a program that rewards you for getting healthy, basically. So she had amazing results. Just some other wonderful before and after pictures. 100 pounds lost. I mean, crazy, crazy results. This is Mike Early, a friend of ours. Super, super results. This is Nikki. She's a personal trainer. And you guys, if you are into fitness or group exercise instructor, personal trainer, then you might have experienced this. I know I did when I taught Group X and trained all the time. Sometimes it's not easy for us, even though we're exercising all the time, to have the results that we want. And that's where Nikki was. And so once she incorporated these products into her lifestyle and introduced nutritional cleansing in her lifestyle, it really kind of upped her game a little bit. And Jackie Early, she's amazing. We love her too, one of our friends. Just some others. I mean, the results here speak for themselves. Jesse's an IsaBody finalist, amazing results. And so the reason why it's so awesome and so different is it really comes down to the no compromise ingredients in the products. This picture kind of depicts it really well. Our protein comes from happy cows from New Zealand. They are fed grass, not grain. They are not injected with hormones or steroids or antibiotics. They are milked only according to their natural season, which is super duper important. The cows that we are exposed to here in the States, this is basically the majority of what our cows are their living conditions, which is pretty horrific in my opinion. So all of the stuff that you're getting, you know, at GNC and Sam's and Costco and Walmart, all of that stuff is coming from subpar sources. And all of that ends up in your body and is not good. Another important thing is the testing of products that Isagenix does. So they spend over $3 million annually on testing of raw materials, finished goods, and third-party testing. And the reason why this is important is because Isagenix is not a drug company, and that's actually a good thing. But they're not regulated by the FDA. And the scary part about that is other companies will just put things on their label, say that, you know, something has 50 grams of protein or whatever, has X ingredient in it, and it doesn't. Or it has stuff in it that you don't want, like heavy metals and things like that. So the fact that Isagenix has a no compromise policy and has spent so much money on third-party testing to ensure the purity and the quality of the products is huge. And the products really work. And if you don't believe me, then there were actually independent studies done on our 30-day cleansing and fat burning system. And they compared it to the Heart Healthy diet, which is the doctor prescribed diet that we've all heard about, right? So with Isagenix, there was 56% more weight lost, 47% more fat, body fat loss, that's major. And then the biggie is twice as much visceral fat. And visceral fat is the bad stuff that surrounds your major organs. So proof is in the pudding. You know, studies don't lie. More results, just awesome results. So let's get into what you guys are all wondering, I know, is how much does it cost, right? And how do you get started? So basically it comes down to this. You're going to get back with the person that invited you tonight, okay? Either it was Kristin or me or someone else. You want to get back with that person. They're going to help you determine your goal. Okay, so you're either going to have a goal to maybe lose a little weight, get some energy back, increase your athletic performance. Maybe you're concerned about healthy aging, things like that. Or maybe it's a combination of all those things. It's kind of how it was for me. So, and basically you want to ask yourself, we typically recommend that you replace 2 meals every day with isogenics food, the meal replacement shakes, which are amazing. Which 2 meals would you be willing to replace? And the shakes, I will tell you, are delicious. You would then supplement with 1 or 2 other meals, depending on how active you are. If you're super active, then you're going to be eating probably 2. If you're a guy, maybe 3 more additional meals and healthy snacks. So 2 meals. So what are you currently eating for those 2 meals right now? Okay, so think about that. Think about how much you're spending on those 2 meals currently, and you're going to shift that spending and think about, okay, I'm spending this amount already. How much am I willing to spend to feel better, lose weight, have more energy, sleep better, have less stress, all of those things? Okay, so would that be $10 a day? Would it be $20 a day? I don't know. But when I talk to people, it's usually somewhere between the two, somewhere between $10 and $20 a day. So which package is right for you? There are so many packs that Isagenix offers for almost every single budget, but I'm going to tell you about 3 of my favorite ones. There are many, many more. Actually, I might tell you about 4. But the first one is the Business Builder Pack, and this is really the Mac Daddy. This is the biggest of the big, and we call it the Family Pack. This is something that you would get if you have maybe a spouse who would like to get started with you, or you have kids and you want to share some of the products with them. A lot of the products are awesome for children over 6 years old. So this is something that you want to consider for that. Your enrollment fee, you get a free membership with this. Typically it's $29 to join to open up your wholesale account. With this, it's waived. So that's a really good one. My most favorite pack, though, is the President's Pack. And it comes for weight loss. You can get it for energy or performance or for healthy aging. What I love about the President's Pack is it comes with all of the products that were discussed in the video. So you get your shakes, enough for 2 shakes a day. You get your Ionic Supreme. You get the vitamins, which are amazing. The anti-aging vitamins rock. The cleanse, enough cleanse to do your cleanse days. You get some protein bars to have, and for grab and go if you can't make a shake. You get a blender, and that one is also free membership as well. So it's a super, super deal. Then we have our Getting Started packs, and these, your Weight Loss President's Pack is $5.59, so that would be your $20 a day pack, okay? Next would be the 30-day system, or the Getting Started pack, and this one, it's a good basic pack to start with, I'd say. It doesn't come with the vitamins, it doesn't come with the protein bars. The membership fee is not waived on this one, so you'd pay that $29. But it's a good starter system too. You get your 2 shakes a day, you get your cleanse, and you get your Ionics. But definitely the more bang for your buck is going to be the President's Pack. There is a pack here that I really like that isn't listed. It's called the Pace Setter Pack, and it's just like the President's Pack with the exception that it does not have the vitamins. Okay, so that one's $3.99, and I think that comes out to about $15 a day. And the membership fee is waived on that one as well. So if you're looking at it, you really have to look at, okay, I have to pay a membership fee with the 30-day system. The others I don't. And also think about the extra goodies that you get. So how do you get started? So you definitely want to get back with the person who invited you tonight, and they can help you determine which pack's going to be best for you. There is a very special promotion going on now through Sunday. Jim Coover, who is one of our CEOs, one of the owners of the company, it's his birthday this week. And in honor of his birthday, they're offering free shipping on packs, the Getting Started Pack, the 30-day system, Getting Started Pack, or higher. Okay, so that's a pretty big deal because those boxes are pretty big and they come via UPS. So that's a pretty nice savings there. So free shipping through Sunday. And what else am I missing? There's a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything. So what I love about that is if you get to day 29, and I actually, as Lisa's not on here anymore, Lisa Mustard, who is with us, she enrolled, and she was so skeptical when she started that she put a reminder on her calendar to call Isagenix like on day 28 to return everything, because she just knew that she was going to hate it. And that was like 3 years ago. So anyway, thing is, if you get to day 29 and you've used 99% of your products and you call Isagenix and say, I don't like it, they will refund your money, everything except for your enrollment fee. So they stand behind their products that much. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. And yeah, I mean, every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. Give it a try. Like I said, you have nothing to lose. There's 30-day money-back guarantee. Why not? And, if you've been doing the same thing, we know what the definition of insanity is. We've heard this quote so many times. But if you're doing the same things and you're expecting a different result, then maybe it's time to take a chance and try something new. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody, I'm going to unmute. Hold on 1 second. Unmute everyone. Unmute all. Here we go. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Just go ahead and speak up. You're all unmuted. Hey, Jenna.
Hey, Tara. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. That was great.
Cool. Thank you. No questions.
No, Kevin.
Come on. Somebody has to have at least one question. Don't be shy.
So this is all based on a 5-meal diet plan.
On what?
Correct? Like you mentioned the 5 meals. So this is all based on 5 meals a day.
It depends. It depends on the person. So basically, it's the basic plan is it's 2 shakes a day plus 1 healthy meal plus healthy snacks. But that's going to depend on your activity level. So everyone's different. But definitely 2 meals a day you're going to replace with the shakes, and then it just depends on what you do. We monitor. We have such great group support with this that we're going to be in touch with you to figure out. If you're getting hungry, then that's a good sign that you need to add more to your day. So
okay.
And Daphne, I'll add to that too, because since we're kind of in the same ballgame with group fitness and exercising a lot too. When I did it, I just did the two shakes a day, and then I did, but I had 2 or 3 snacks, healthy snacks throughout the day. The icicles that come with that 30-day pack are phenomenal, and so I would have those. A couple other healthy snacks throughout the day, just because that's what I'm used to. So
okay.
And you'd probably
that sounds good.
Yeah.
If you're teaching a lot and you're active, then you are most likely going to have to eat more than, say, a person who doesn't, isn't active, right? So yeah, the main thing is getting those 2 shakes a day in, and everything kind of falls into place around that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Kristin, do you have anything that you wanted to?
I will say, to go back to like, I was kind of skeptical, too, because I wasn't really sure. I thought, why is this so different?
Yeah.
Different than the other programs we hear about and we read about. And then as I started digging deeper into the science of it, because there is a science and they have tested this, and it's like, wow, I had no idea just how toxic I was. And I felt it. And I really, like, when I went through the reset, I feel like, I was just 100% better. Like, It just, I just knew that I was, cleansing out all those toxins, felt so much better. And it's just, I'm going to continue doing it on a regular basis. Yeah.
Yeah. And that brings up a good point about the reset. So basically how that would work is there are several different ways to do it. We went back and forth on how to do this next round. And with everyone's schedule being different, we're kind of going to let people do their own reset with guidance from us as far as what to do and when to do it. So you can do it in one of several different ways. So basically you get your system, your 30-day system or higher, and you decide, okay, I want to jump in and I want to do a full-on jumpstart reset like we did. So what you would do with that, what I would recommend is you would do 5 prep days. I'm going to call them prep days. Basically, they are those days where you're having 2 shake days and your regular meals and snacks. Have 5 of those, and then you go into your 2 cleanse days. We can get into cleanse days is a kind of we'll save that for when you get back with whoever invited you. They can explain the cleanse days to you. But so your 2 cleanse days, which are your basically intermittent fasting days. Then you have your 5 shake days again, and then 2 more cleanse days. So that's one way to do it. If that seems a little daunting to you, and for a lot of people it does, and that's totally cool, you can opt to do a cleanse day once a week, or you can start with just taking doing some nightly cleansing, which basically means using the cleanse product before you go to bed. Now, this is not a colon cleanse. It's not anything that's going to keep you in the bathroom, other than to urinate, because you are drinking a lot of water, which helps rid the body of toxins. So there are many options for cleansing, and that's why I didn't want to do something so regimented that it wouldn't fit everyone's schedule. So we're going to work with you guys on, what you want to do and when you want to do it, and we're going to support you. We're going to have, various groups doing different types of cleanses at different times, so it's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, Tara, I'm glad you mentioned that it's not a colon cleanse.
Yes.
A lot of the time, people, when they hear the word cleanse, and I know I did, I was guilty. I'm thinking, oh, am I going to be in the restroom? I can't, it is definitely not that. Yeah.
The word cleanse has different connotations for many different people. So that's why I really prefer to refer to these days as intermittent fasting days, because that's really what they are. So they're
So on the cleansing days, what exactly are we doing?
So basically, you are taking in the cleanse product. You're drinking the cleanse product 4 times a day. You have some little wafer supporting snacks, which are basically little protein wafers to keep your blood sugar stable. And then there are these other awesome chocolates that you can have during your cleanse days called Ice Delights that have amino acids and green tea that help with cravings, and they are delicious. So you're actually taking in quite a bit of stuff. You're doing something quite a few times during the day. So you're just not eating your regular fork and knife meals. So you're giving your digestive system a break.
Okay.
And a lot of people probably wonder what this IsaCleanse actually tastes like.
Yeah, you love it, don't you?
As my Kool-Aid, because I love the taste of it. And I'm very funny. I'm very funny about, my protein shakes and the taste and the aftertaste. And I love the Cleanse for Life solution. Like I've actually been drinking it when I'm teaching classes.
That's a great idea.
Good. It's just, I love it. So,
I have it every morning. Yeah, I drink it every morning.
Yeah, so it does taste good. It's not some disgusting drink that you have to hold your nose to get down.
Yeah.
It's actually very tasty.
It is very good. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. Any other questions? Going once. Going twice. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for jumping on tonight. We really appreciate it. And like I said, just get back with the person, get back with Kristin or me or whoever invited you tonight, and we'll get you going on the right system for you. And if you think of any other questions, just shoot us a note. Otherwise, have a great evening.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great night. I'm going to stop the recording now. I'm glad I actually remembered to record it.
Yeah, that was good.
Bye.